welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. Alrighty, let's get broke out of here. And let's see, okay. Looks like there's nothing unpleasant about, which is a good thing, because I just kind of barreled right out of here. And west is that away. Right? Yes, because the sun is rising over there. Alrighty. Heading onwards. Moving forward, as it were. Sometimes following the terrain, because it's easier. And we have a bit of destruction going on here. A tree burning up, yeah, because it was right over the lava. And okay, all right, how about this? That might just be a thumbnail. Yeah. Maybe, unless I run across something sufficiently spectacular to outvote a burning tree, which ought to be pretty easy. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, here we are on the morning of the 436th Minecraft day since leaving spawn, and the 143rd episode for your February the 1st, the day before Groundhog Day. Would that make today Groundhog Day Eve? Yeah. But at least Groundhog Day Eve only has to happen once a year. Groundhog Day, on the other hand, well, that could take a really long time. I did the math. I did some guesstimating one time because of after watching that movie Groundhog Day, and near as I can tell, he was stuck in that time loop for at least a good 5 years or more. Where he was living that same day over and over again, because he learned a language, he got really good on piano, and there was a bunch of other things that he learned and got really skilled at because doing them over and over again, even if you only do a little bit every day for a really long time. Yeah. So I figure that Bill Murray's character in that movie, the movie Groundhog Day, was probably stuck in that particular little time loop for, I think, at least 5 years, maybe longer. I don't know. What do you think? That was just one of those little non sequitur things that came up because I realized, hey, today's February 1st. That means tomorrow is Groundhog Day. Oh, boy. Not that I believe for 1 second that Groundhog Day, any groundhog is going to be a determining factor in whether or not we're going to get more winter. Where's the other ones? You're hiding them. I know you are. Anyway, moving along. Had somebody ask me recently, would you ever consider doing a Q&A? Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, cow. And you too. Shut up. And here, take your nasty disease-ridden leather. Anyway, this person asked me if I would ever consider doing a Q&A. And I think they were probably, well, they said an AMA, so they were probably talking about that thing on Reddit that people sometimes do, where they get on there and say, I am so-and-so, ask me anything. And people generally do. And, you know, I didn't even really have to think about it because I already know the answer to that. Chicken, you have no hitbox. Then that basically is that this is my Q&A. The Journey to the FarLands is my Q&A. If you have a question, I'm here. And I am going nowhere but west. And, you know, slaughtering an occasional chicken along the way, and rambling on about this and that, and so on. But yeah. So there you go. This is the big Q&A. If you have a question, or comment, or whatever, throw it out there and we'll see what happens. Oh boy, it is so hard to take out a chicken with a sword. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Their hitbox is really small. Unreasonably so. And it always has been. How am I doing for feathers? 22. How about that? Ah, yes. I'm going to have to work some of that gravel. Get some more flint. But, well, let's see. What else is going on? Okay, here's a possible episode title for you, because it sounds kind of it sounds almost headline-ish, and that is partly a pun. And that is Headliner Down. And this does not mean the lead act in a club has taken a fall or something. Although it could be made to sound like that very easily. In this case, it's the headliner in a car. Mine, to be specific. But the headliner being that bit of cloth that lines the ceiling or roof or whatever you want to call it in your car. That bit of fabric there. And it's usually the same material that the seats are covered with. The same color as the rest of the interior of the car, and it's normally something that you almost never notice until the car is old enough that the glue that holds it in place begins to fail. and it just starts to fall. First it's a little bit here and there, and you think, oh, well, that's terrible. And I gotta, and after a while it's more than just a little bit, and it's more than just an, oh, well, that's terrible. It's a, this is getting really annoying. Oh, come on. It's a, this is getting really annoying, and I'm going to have to do something serious about this sometime really soon, because it's starting to block my view, and that's not good. It's fallen down in 3 or 4 different ways or places, whatever. And it's not that I've ever done anything to it, because the headliner, it's something, it's up there above you, and you never think about it. Normally. And it's just there sort of in the background. And then all of a sudden it's starting to fall down, and it's not in the background because all of a sudden it's in front of your eyes. And blocking your view. It's blocking the view out of at least one of my side windows, the back seat side window on one side, and it falls down on the driver's side beautifully. So it's hanging in my face. And I'm thinking I either need to just say the heck with it and tear it out completely, or I need to start doing something about holding it back in place. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. I'd like to fasten it back up so that it's not drooping anymore. But I've had this. This is not the first car I've had this problem on. It's actually about the 3rd or 4th time I've had this problem with a car. And this is generally because my cars are usually older cars. Because older cars cost a lot less to get. They don't always cost less to maintain and run, but they cost a lot less to get. And, well, usually. And anyway, in the past I've done things like I once used a lot of push pins to fasten it in place. And that worked pretty good for a while. And then there was one time where I got a hold of a stapler and I stapled the thing back up. I must have used 200 or 300 staples, but doggone it, that thing stopped flopping in my face. At least one time, I did take the option of just tearing it all loose, or, well, cutting it loose. Every bit of it that was drooping in the way, I just cut it away. And I could do that. Oh, shut up, both of yous. Anyway, so there's that, and I need to do something with it fairly soon. And I'm actually liable to just take the easy way out and just get a pair of scissors, go out there and cut down every bit of it that's drooping in the way, every bit of it that's blocking any kind of view, because that is really not good, and it's kind of a hazard. You know, you don't want something blocking your view when you're driving. That's just totally unacceptable. So I'm probably going to just do that because it's quick and easy, and I would say fairly permanent. You just cut away whatever's blocking, hanging down low enough to block the view. And just add it to the list of things that, the list of things I would do if my financial resources were in good enough shape that I could afford to do anything I wanted to with the car. I would actually take it to some place that I can trust and have it restored to factory condition. And that's from stem to stern, everything. And get everything restored to its original factory condition. And make it look like it just rolled off the showroom floor and all that. Because I think it would be great to have that done. What would really be great is being able to afford to have that done, because that, I think, would probably, that'd probably take a couple of $1,000 for one thing after another and so on. Not only a fairly decent amount of labor, but also the acquisition of new or like new parts for some things would probably be time consuming and almost certainly very expensive, because we're talking about buying parts for a 1993 model car, some of those parts of which that you don't normally have to replace. Okay, so yeah, I'd like to do something like that sometime. I think that would be very cool to do. It would be very awesome to have the resources to be able to go to a mechanic and say, here's the car, restore it to factory condition. All new everything. Because, you know, the one thing about a car that's 20-some years old is, you know, that any car still in service after that many years, you know for certain that it is not one of the ones that came out as a lemon. You got one that, while there may be little bugs and quirks here and there, it's a very good, reliable vehicle, or it wouldn't still be operating 20+ years after it was built. And I think that something like that, rather than just do like some people say, is, dude, you need a new car. And I'm thinking, well, what I need is for certain things on this one to be restored back to factory condition, and then I will have a new car. I will have an old new car. How about that? I think that would be cool. I wouldn't mind having an old new car. Yeah, I think I'm drifting here, and I don't just mean in the Minecraft water. But, yeah, so I need to do something with that headliner, and I think for the next time I go anywhere, I'm going to just use the scissors option. Just so that it's at least finally not hanging down in my way anymore. Okay, here we go. Onwards. Ending the second day, moving into the third one. Get away from these noisy sheep that have no consideration at all. But what do you expect? They're virtual critters in a game. Such things never are very thoughtful or considerate. Anyway, I'm rambling. I know, it's early in the day. When I started recording, the sun had only barely begun to peek out. And we're still yet waiting to find out if the day is going to be bright or cloudy or whatever. It's going to be a little on the cool side, but a lot warmer than it has been in recent days, or in recent nights anyway. And while the worst of the cold weather appears to be over, I say appears to be because we know that can change in a heartbeat. I also know that, like for example, tonight, the temperature is supposed to dip down to about in the neighborhood of 20 degrees. That's going to be oh so not very lovely. Because that's going to be another one of those nights where the furnace runs all night long, practically non-stop. Of course, it's a good thing that it's able to do that, and so on, because if it didn't, then that 20 degrees would be even worse, because that's what it would end up getting to inside eventually. Yes, I am kind of rambling a bit. Oh, hey, I just noticed something this morning. That as I was getting ready to record this, I was looking at my YouTube videos page and the video manager thingy, whatever they call it. And I just noticed, and I don't know why I didn't notice it when I uploaded it, but that video, that last vlog video that I did, was on Monday the 29th of January. And it just struck me. I saw that and I thought, wait a minute, because it looked like it said June 29th. And I'm thinking, no, it's not nearly warm enough weather for my birthday. And that's just it. That means 6 months away from my birthday, and I'm planning ahead this time. Last time I had something come up, and I ended up being unable to get my birthday pizza. I am planning ahead this time. I am going to set the money aside in February to be used for the birthday pizza in June. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to put it in an envelope and leave it sit there, and all kinds of things will happen before I use that for anything else. Because missing out on or having to have it late is, well, I suppose late is better than never, but missing the opportunity to have your birthday pizza is, well, no good. Whoa. Yeah. Talk about your unexpected cliffhanger. Oh boy. Well, yeah, I decided I wasn't going to have that problem again. And so in February, I'm setting aside what I need for the birthday pizza. Okay, just a second. Had to turn my headset volume down because that music, as much as I like it, was actually drowning me out. It was, I mean, to my own ears, it was making it hard for me to hear myself talk. And I know that sounds weird, but yeah, it happens occasionally. And it can throw you off, because if you can't hear what you're saying, well, for one thing, you don't know if the volume you're speaking at is actually sufficient. And I know that, you know, I don't know about anybody else. Actually, I pretty well do, because it's just the way it is. When your surroundings are loud to you, you start speaking louder so that you can be heard over it. Even if the, well, even if the terrain suddenly shows you something strange. Alright, yeah. That is cool. I don't know, it's just, I realize it's just some strange dirt pillory kind of things, but there's just something about it that just, well, for one thing, it screams Minecraft beta terrain generation. And there's something about it that just made me think, you know, that's a thumbnail. That is absolutely a thumbnail. I mean, the burning tree would have been okay, and failing anything else, I'd have used it. I've used things like that in the past, but that bit there with the stuff in the desert spilling out into the water like that, and those little deserty derp towers coming up out of nowhere, yeah, definitely gonna use that. Unless, of course, Minecraft says, no, you think that was something? Take a look at this. And then whips out something that the cow would even make a bunch of noise about. Yeah. Anyway. a little bit rambly today, but not excessively so, I don't think. I don't know. Sometimes, I know a lot of people, when I say something about rambling and whatnot, there's almost always at least one person that comes back in a response in the comments somewhere and says something about, don't worry about it, the rambling is cool, we're partly here for the rambling and so on and so forth, and you know, that's great. But sometimes I feel like maybe I might be taking it just a little far, or especially if the aforementioned ramble happens to drift an exceedingly long ways from the original topic or general thread of discussion or what have you. Yeah. Because sometimes my thoughts kind of go all over the place, put it that way. And that can not always be the greatest of things. Another thing that would be good, and maybe not the greatest of, but a good thing, was going to be to dig in, because it's that time of the Minecraft day/night. Get dug in here. Start getting some lights in. Close the door. Realize that the wall has to go back one more block. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I gotta do something with that TNT. I've been carrying that stuff around for quite a while now. Absolutely. I've got to do something about that. All right, let's see. 3 more beds. Okay. And I've already got the boats and a boatload of other junk that I'm going to have to start throwing away when I leave. And there's no point in doing it now because I'll just end up picking it up again. In any event, here we are at the end of another Minecraft day. And I am at least somewhere close to the original topic, or to some kind of topic. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.